Welcome back once again to howtocookgreatfood.com. If you have not already, click that button and subscribe to our channel. As you can see right here, today we're going to be making a pork chili. Nice chunky pork, nice and lean. We've got some beans in there, tomatoes, peppers, cilantro or coriander. Wonderful, wonderful spices. It's really delicious. Doesn't take that long, really, but it's a fantastic dish, this one. Let me just grab a little bit there. Super tender. Nice little kick to it. Let's go and do it. So let's get started on this pork chili. As you can see, I've got a mixing bowl right there, and here I've got some cut chunky pork. A little bit of fat on it, which I want. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my spices now and give it a mix and leave it. If you've got time to do this, I think it makes a bit of a difference. If not, you can go straight in. But the method we're going to do today is our pork is in there cubed. We're now going to add, let me show you that. I've pretty much got equal parts of black pepper, salt, chili powder, oregano, cumin powder. I'm using a paprika here, but the paprika I'm using today is a smoked one. Give it a nice flavour. Be careful with paprika because there's 3 or 4 types. The main 3 are sweet, hot, which is pretty much like chili powder, or the smoked one. Smoked is fantastic. If you can get hold of that, really, really good. And then in there, optional, I've got some celery salt. I really like that in this, but you can omit it, no problem. So roughly equal parts, about a teaspoon each, and it all goes. I've now also got here some finely chopped, a nice heaped large teaspoon of garlic. Simply what I like to do now is just throw this around and coat our herbs and spices onto our pork. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this into the refrigerator. I'm going to cover it with some plastic or shrink wrap or whatever you call that, plastic wrap. Cling film it's also known as. And then I'm going to leave it for like a couple of hours in my refrigerator. If you could leave it overnight, even better. But, like I say, if you don't have time, you can go straight in. So there you go. We've coated that beautifully. I'll see you at the next stage. Right, let's get moving. Now I'm using a wok here today, basically just so you guys can see what's happening. It's big and open so you can see what's going on. You can do this in a saucepan or a frying pan or some other kind of skillet with a bit of an edge to it. But yeah, no need to have a wok, but it's good for you guys to see. Okay, I've got some oil in there, and today I'm just using a sunflower oil which I'm just gently heating up. Here's our lovely spiced, ready to go pork. So in it goes. And just to that now, I'm going to add some onion, and I've also got there, optional, just a little bit of celery, chopped celery. You don't have to put that in if you don't want. And again, on the onion, I'm using white, but you could use red or brown, that's up to you. This is pretty simple because we've pretty much spiced the whole dish already by adding all those lovely herbs and spices to our pork. So right now, simply, we're going to just sort of throw this around in the pan. It's not on a raging heat, but it's a medium or above a medium. So let's cook this, I reckon, just for about 4 to 5 minutes. Then we'll come back and take a look. This is looking fantastic. Now it's at this point, I'm going to add my beans. Now I've got here some red kidney beans. Obviously cooked. I've actually got these from a can. So if you're going to use a can, make sure that you rinse them really well in some nice cold water. And if you're going to make them from dried, you need to soak them really well, of course, and then cook them until they're really soft. The canned version is so much more convenient Are they as good as the kind of dried ones that you cook? Probably not. Convenience has won the battle today for me. Now I'm going to add, I've got some sweet bell peppers or capsicums. As you can see, I'm using orange and yellow, but feel free to add some green or red if you like. Or there's even a few other colours, there's purple and a few more. So again, what I want to do is I want to cook this. We're still on this kind of medium heat. Let's cook this for about another 4 to 5 minutes, stirring often. Let's get that pork nicely cooked now. See you then. Okay, this is coming on really nicely now. At this stage, I'm going to add some fresh tomatoes, which I've chopped or sliced quite thin. If you want, you could use a regular can or tin of plum tomatoes. I just prefer the fresh. And if you're going to use fresh tomatoes, try and use a nice deep red or kind of as ripe as you can, because what we want these guys to do now is break down. So give them a little mix in there. And again, we're going to cook these for about 5 minutes, 6 minutes. Hopefully they're going to break down and make a little bit of a sauce for us. If they're not juicy enough and we don't have enough liquid in there, we're going to add some water, or you could add a bit of stock if you want. Now this is a chili, and we have got chili powder in there. Now totally optional, but I'm going to drop this little bad boy in now, which is a Scotch bonnet. It's actually only half a Scotch bonnet. This is absolute fire. If you want to add a kind of milder kind of chili or something like that, kind of Indian type green one, fine. These are crazy hot, but that's just my preference. So that's going to go in. And if we remember, we're going to fish it out at the end, because you really don't want to be biting on that. And the Scotch bonnet itself, I think, is an absolutely wonderful, wonderful chili. It's hot, yeah, but it's got a very distinctive flavour, and you know, just adds a really great vibe, I think, to this. Regularly used in Jamaican cooking, of course. But yeah, it is wonderful. Right, let it go for about 5 or 6 minutes. Let's see how we get on. So the idea now is that our tomatoes cook, break down a little bit, kind of give us a bit of sauce. See in about 5 or 6 minutes. Here we go. As you can see, our tomatoes have really broken down, and because mine are really nice and juicy, they've given off a nice amount of liquid, which has created a lovely little sauce there for us. Don't worry if yours haven't. Just add a splash of water, or maybe a touch of red wine maybe if you like, or some stock. Water works fine actually. There's plenty of flavour going on in there. Okay, time to get rid of this bad boy. Out she comes, look at that. Whew, fire. I'm now going to just finish this off. By the way, you might want to check that for salt or pepper. Absolutely fine for me. I'm going to finish this off now with some lovely fresh coriander, or cilantro, as some people call it. Let's give that a little mix. And this is pretty much done. I mean, as a stew, you could simmer this now for the next 2 or 3 hours. It would be wonderful. You could maybe add a bit of tomato puree or paste to it if you wanted, to kind of thicken it and give it a more kind of red colour. But I'm really happy just like that. This is absolutely wonderful. This is going to be great with some white rice maybe, or with some tortilla or something like that. Really, really happy with that. Hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you soon. Lots of love. Bye bye.